So just driving through this beautiful little village, and here is one of our 5-bed HMOs that we actually started out as a flip. Yeah, we started that out as a flip, reason being because we already flipped one, made some juicy profit on it, because this village, the houses go really quickly. And then we caught on to the demand for rooms, because there's a bed and breakfast with about, I don't know, 30 rooms or something, but the quality wasn't that great and the prices were quite steep for what it was. So yeah, we changed our strategy from a flip, put it into 5-bed HMO. And actually, I don't know if you could see in the picture there, but actually we had some trouble there apparently. So mattress, cupboards, everything, they're being changed, ready for the next person to go into that property. So sometimes there are challenges and it costs a bit of money, but if you do your strategy right and you're making enough cash flow in the first place to always account for like maintenance, other expenses, things that need fixing, things. By the way, I used to live in that house as well. Yeah, I used to live in that house. Yeah, so if you account for it, then you're never going into your own pocket. That's the last thing that you want to do. You have to go into your own pocket because something has come up with the property. Yeah, so managing your business and your finances and the bookkeeping, the accounting side of property is something that's massively misunderstood by a lot of people. They don't really get on top of it, and they think just because they own property and there's rent going in there, they're actually making money. But when you think about it, especially with HMOs, licensing, refinance fees, maintenance fees after a year or so, damages, if you're going to clean it, all of that stuff, you've got to make sure that you're making nice cash flow. Or what it does is gonna, when these things come up, if you're tight on the cash flow, it's gonna literally wipe you out, and it makes the whole kind of reward aspect of it a little bit difficult to swallow, if you get what I mean. So this one, oh my goodness, so we had some challenges with this due to COVID, lack of materials, but we are still getting there. And I think what we're actually doing is we're just waiting for the right buyer. The market is waiting for the right buyer to show up. So this wonderful new build, we're about getting there, so literally a couple of weeks away from finish. Screed floor is down, the underfloor heating, all nicely done. And I would suggest one of the main things that starts to make it come together is this wonderful kitchen. Yeah, so the kitchen is down. I'm sure there's in the kitchen, in the individual kitchen pan, there's an island here. So I wonder if that's actually just going in once I've finished it all. Very interesting, very interesting. But yeah, as you can see, we've got these. I wonder if we can open these from inside. Look at that piece. Oh, look at that. Is that going to be cool? Can you imagine? Beautiful family having their nice breakfast on their dining table here on a sunny day. They come out here, make their way to lunchtime, and then what they'll be doing is having a barbecue. Can you imagine? Barbecue. Need to get the garden around, cut this grass, but I'm glad we've had plenty of rain, because when we turfed this, it was very hot and the grass was going orange. I don't know, brown, orange, is that what it is? Here's all the challenges. Let me give you the bad news and let me show you how we sorted it out. So in the beginning, what actually happened was we were delayed by about 7 months. Now, partly that was to do with the weather when we were digging out, partly it was to do with, there was a neighbor over the other side that actually suggested that we might be too close because we had to dig down and build a retaining wall. So we're close to their foundation, yeah? So we may have had to have underpinned their foundations because we were so close to it. Because we hadn't started, we actually moved the house, so we had to adjust the plans. We moved the house. Actually, when we dug down, we found out it's already been underpinned anyway. But huge delays in the beginning. So already, because of the funding that we've got from investors, is already underway. We started to draw down the money for the development finance. What then, like, so we're already gone months and months over, even we ain't even started yet. Yeah, then what we actually went through is a whole planning permission. We had to send samples to the council so they could sign off their planning permission, and we actually just received communication from them saying, hey, because you've already started, I mean, yeah, we're nearly finished. Yeah, actually this planning application was for like pre-planning. It was approved for pre-planning. Yeah, so now we've actually built it. We have to go and redo the whole thing retrospectively because they weren't in their offices to be able to receive the physical materials that they wanted sending. So again, now we're gonna have to go all through this process. If we're going through the stand, we're just negotiating that now, but it's a whole 8-week process to go through planning again, which I think we'll get ourselves through, but there's some challenges. Also, midway through, the original lender actually pulled out and says they're not giving us any more drawdown. Yeah, because they just said they weren't happy with the timing or the work, which means really what they were saying is they didn't have confidence that we were going to do the project in the time that we said we were going to do it. Yeah, so actually we had to reapply for a different development finance, which we then did. We also own a house next door, which is a flip, but because this isn't finished and they're so close, the driveways are going to be done together. So we actually got a sales bridge on that. It's called a sales bridge. So we actually remortgaged it from the initial bridge because it's worth more now because we've added an extra floor and an extra bedroom and en suites and things like that, and extend the kitchen at the bottom. So we got a sales bridge for a higher value and then used that money to help us fund some of this too. Plus we had to sell another property, not had to, I mean we wanted to sell another property anyway, but we used the money. So that is a beauty of having multiple projects. I've said it time and time again, and I'll keep saying it because people are saying, oh yeah, but if something goes wrong or something doesn't quite go right on your project and you've got all different projects on, then you can be in trouble. Actually, my belief is it's the other way around. If you're just doing one, you got some challenges with it, you got no backup plan, you got no flexibility within your business. This is why it's so important to set it up as a business. Now, if you're running a business, yeah, and you've got products or you're working with clients, are you just going to have one product that you sell? Are you just going to have one client that you have? I mean, that's not really a business, is it? So when people are doing property deals and they want to run it as a business, or they say, you know, I want to be a full-time property investor, that's the difference between, you know, just a hobby, one-man band trying to, you know, make ends meet versus actually we're going to scale and we're going to make big moves and we're going to do developments. It doesn't always have to be developments. For a long time, we were just doing HMO after HMO. We were doing like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably even 12 or 13 HMOs in a row with a few flips in between. Yeah, a few flips in between for some of that capital gain back, but you know, it was the hold strategy that was our primary one when we first started. Yeah, so what I'm saying is running it as a business gives that flexibility to have multiple exits, to have other properties that do extremely well, help other ones out where refinances may not have happened, where cash flow might have took longer, where delays happen. I mean, oh my God, we made mistake after mistake after mistake, you know, not getting building control sign off just before we're about to sell a property. Oh my goodness, and they said, yeah, we're not got it. And it was just an oversight. We have to take responsibility. We thought the builder was doing it, the builder thought we were doing it. But hey, lessons, I mean, everyone can look back and say, oh, you know, how come you didn't do this? How come you do that? But we learned, and that's why now I don't want you to make those mistakes. That's why I'm telling you now, and this is the foresight that you have to have. So if you want to know any more about any of these types of projects, tell us what you want to know. Put it in the comments, ask us any questions, and we'll produce the videos for you. We are about to embark on a tour around the country for real life tribe members who are investing in property, doing extremely well with all kinds of developments, all kinds of projects, and we want to bring that to you. So if you want that, tell us what you want. Is it service accommodation? Do you want to see rent to rents? Do you want to see building sites, you know, developments? of smaller states? Do you want to see commercials? Do you want to see HMOs? Whatever it is you want to see, put it in the comments and we'll bring it to you. But before then, just remember that you got to do the right thing for the right reason. And that means that you got to subscribe to this channel, turn on the notifications bell, and share it as well. Because doing the right thing for the right reason is the only way that you're going to discover your true potential.